Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm meadsyreplays. Welcome back to the channel. Now, leading on from the series that I've been doing, where we've basically been telling you or showing tanks that shouldn't be sold, and we've looked at tech tree tanks and we've looked at collectible tanks. But on the other end of that, there are tanks that probably should be sold, and probably a few tanks that will be sold. Now, we're not talking about collectible tanks or anything like that. We are talking about tech tree tanks that you should sell. Now, what I mean by this is, you know, a lot of people like to grind the lines. A lot of people will play a tier 9. They haven't got much credits, so they will get enough XP to get the tier 10, and then to earn enough credits, they will then sell their tanks. Now, we're going to look at that. We're going to look at 3 tanks in particular that you could sell and should sell to help you on your way to get the tier 10. So we're going to, again, go down the tiers. We're going to start with tier 9. We're not going to obviously do tier 10 because you shouldn't sell any tier 10 whatsoever. But we're going to start with tier 9. Now, the first tank, the M46 pattern. Honestly, I think this tank sucks. It's got a decent enough gun, but everything else, I mean, if you look at the M48 pattern, completely different. It's got an amazing turret and not so good hull. However, with the M46 pattern, it just sucks. It's got no armor whatsoever, and the only decent thing is the gun. Next up is probably one of the worst tanks in tier 9. It is the WZ-120. And again, just like the pattern, you play the 121, it is absolutely amazing. Like, in the right hands, it is amazing. Now, with the 120, yes, it does have a nice turret. It has no gun depression. It's got no hull armor, anything like that. And the DPM isn't the best. It just, honestly, I think it sucks. Now, this game, I actually have quite a good game. And I mess up. I do mess up. But, yeah, the 120 is definitely a tank where you get enough free X, or you get enough XP. You've got enough to get the tier 10, but you just need a couple of million credits to be able to purchase that. The first tank you will look at is the 120. As soon as you've played it, as soon as you've got enough XP, you will literally be like, well, do you know what? I never want to play this tank again. And that's what we're kind of looking at in this series. Are these going to be tier 9 tanks that you actively play, even if you've got the tier 10? And the M46 pattern, honestly, I can't remember the last time I played the M46 pattern, apart from obviously making this video. And the 120 is exactly the same. I can't remember, apart from making videos, the last time I looked at tier 9 and thought, you know what, I'm going to go and play the 120. It just doesn't happen, and that is why I've added them in this list. And again, it's got a nice turret, it's got a decent gun. Obviously, the alpha is very nice, the aim time, etc. But yeah, it just sucks. It just sucks. And like I said, this game, I was actually disappointed because I'm on 4.5k damage against tier 10. And I just completely mess up. So I miss up this shot here, and he misses. He misses, and I've got time. I've got time to reload and potentially reload again, and I should just get close to him at this point. I should just get close to him, get behind him, and then I decide to run away. And because I ran away behind this rock, I no longer have time to try and get the shot off. And I could have finished with over 5k damage, and it would have been a win, and it would have been a mastery badge, but I mess up. I messed up completely. And the final tank in the list is the Emil 2. Now, the Emil 1 in tier 8 is actually pretty good, and the Kranwagen in tier 10 is also pretty good. Now, this tank in the middle, I'm not saying it's like a really bad tank, but it's a bad tank. It's, again, like the other two. Once you get the Kranwagen, you're not going to sit there and think, you know what, I fancy playing tier 9 and I fancy playing the Emil 2. It just doesn't happen, and it won't happen. Now, as I'm talking about the Emil 2, I mean, the armor profile I don't think is nowhere near as good as the other two, as the tier 8 and the tier 10. Having said that, this game here is a very short game, and I don't last that long, but early on, I actually get quite a bit of bounces, but I think that's more luck than anything, you know. I think the turret when people aim at you is actually very strong. Now, if you look at the Kranwagen in tier 10, it's actually got a very, very strong turret, like a really, really strong turret. And if I'm in this position in a Kranwagen, I will pretty much bounce everything. And but as I've said that, I mean, look at that. I've just literally bounced everything. And that was a lot of luck. I mean, I was side on as well, so they should have been able to penetrate me. But yeah, it was more luck than the tank itself. But yeah, the Emil 2, not a really, I wouldn't say it's not an enjoyable tank, because it's pretty similar play style as the Emil 1 and of course the Kranwagen, but it is nowhere near as good. Going from the Emil 1 to the Emil 2 is actually a disappointment. You know, I'd rather they swap round. I'd rather the Emil 1 being in tier 9 than the Emil 2. And then again, it's one of those tanks you just can't wait to get the tier 10, because the Kranwagen is just better in so many ways. Honestly, it is so good. It is, you just want to get to that tank as quickly as you possibly can. Now, I've shown 3 tanks, but overall in tier 9, when you look at it, there isn't that many fantastic tanks. I mean, this tank here, not fantastic. The projector here, not fantastic. The 50 TP, not fantastic. The Skoda T50, not fantastic. The CS59, not fantastic. The Foch used to be absolutely brilliant, then Wargaming nerfed it, not fantastic. The AMX 5120, not fantastic. The Project Louis, not fantastic. The Batchat AP, not fantastic. The WZ11G, not fantastic. The 114, not fantastic. Of course, the 120 shit. The 132A, not fantastic. The Hori T2, not great. The Type 68, not great. Type 61, not great. Tortoise, not great. Conway, actually a pretty good tank. Conqueror, actually a pretty good tank. Centurion 7-1, actually a really good tank. Vickers, yeah, average. Object, nah, not as good. The 122, not a great tank. The ST is a good tank in the right hands. IS-8 the same. T-54 the same. And there's just so many. Object, Jag, Waffle, great tank. VK can be a great tank. Motion, not great. E75, fantastic. And again, the rest of them are just like, eh. So there's not actually that many tier 9s. I mean, the T30 there, amazing tank. But most of the tier 9s you would probably sell if you get the tier 10. And of course, we are talking if you really need the credits. If you've got 100 million credits, you don't need to sell. So let me know in the comments below, what 3 tanks in tier 9 would you sell to earn the credits? But for now, hope you enjoyed today's video. I'm Meadsy, and I'll catch you all soon. Bye-bye.